since I blew, they all on my hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Jackson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Olivier Vernon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. Here's Jackson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
44. Mike, 44. Danny. Orbit.
Here's Jackson on third and long. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. And not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
First carry for Nick Chubb. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 24-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
You got 4. King.
Throwing, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards there, first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Alert, 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 alert.
Check, 59. Let's go.
Here's Mayfield. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
180. Pistol.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
To throw is Jackson. He may try to run. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
No, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Everyone got four down.
Mayfield to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Check.
Don't get nervous.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Move to him quickly. Spoke to Mike. Mike spoke.
Jackson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. 51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. I got you.
Jackson from the shotgun. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Right here, guys. Right.
Jackson will throw again. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep for the Browns, Antonio Callaway. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Browns drive about to get started, and they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
First down, Cleveland.
Good. 180. Alert, alert. Alert, alert.
4 down, 4 down.
Watch out.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
Good. 180.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
44, Mike, 44. You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? Yes. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Go.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 45 yards.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. From the gun, Jackson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Here's Jackson to throw. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal. Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here.
44 to Mike. Here we go, D. Anxious It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. 44, Mike. 44.
And Jackson throwing once more. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hayden Hurst, his third touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack.
Regular.
Third and long for Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Hines, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Double time. We got 4.
Mayfield with a quick fire to Landry. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas.
You see me out here? That's right.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
Joe Schobert on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 24-yard line.
Mike 51, Mike 51. You must be getting tired of seeing running.
From the 24, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
They go play action now. Jackson sliding out of the pocket. He's going deep for Brown. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. A give running right is Chubb. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Regular. Bang, 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 bang. I got it.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they... Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mack Wilson has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And the pressure gets to him again. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Now Chubb running right. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. To throw, Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half, Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Coming this way, here we go.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Now it's Jackson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. On first down, it's Hines, and he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Flushed out right. This will be caught by Brown. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one goes for 24 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run with Hines. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the running play?
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Jannard Avery in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session, but Coach, I was throwing it to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
44, Mike, 44. 40.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jackson flush to his right, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
51. Ricky, go. Mike, 51. Mike, 51. Set, go. Let it go.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one good for 24 yards. Now Jackson on 1st down, escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Now Jackson on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Mayfield. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 33 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 27-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
They're going to try the jet sweep on 3rd and long. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46.
Mike, number 53.
Jackson from the shotgun. Throwing deep here for Coleman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And now it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's taken down inside the 30. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 28. Jackson on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they'll get this down to the 10.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Baltimore first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson to the goal line, but it's incomplete. T.J. Carey right there in coverage. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you up. Don't get nervous.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Jackson now. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Fighting through it, he's got space. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Jannard Avery in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they work this out past the 25. 23 yards the pickup there. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Browns, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.